Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Been real busy in the last couple days and really didn't have a chance to make a video, but also to talk about Father's Day, which I wanted to do on Father's Day. And so I'm doing it now on Father Tuesday. My dad, really, and I'll be tying in a lot of my other family members into this conversation because we were all truly one big happy family. I mean, certainly we had our arguments like every family does, and wouldn't be normal or regular if families and friends and co-workers and whatever didn't have disagreements. That's part of life, okay? When you got to realize that. Okay, so my dad, this beautiful person. This is when he was in the, obviously, the military. I think his name is Herbert Pompeii Pilato. Pompeii Pilato. That's really, he was born Pompeii Pilato. What a beautiful name. And we'll get to that name thing in a little bit. So anyway, this is his photo. Just a beautiful guy. If anybody could have been a movie star, it was my dad. Look at that perfect face. He had blue eyes. Little guy, but he made his impression wherever he went. So his name Pompeii Pilato. This is kind of funny. So because it was such a different name, and because he was a little guy, you'd be picked on. But you didn't mess with my father. He's a very tough person. So he'd beat people up. You call him a name, he'd beat you up as a kid. So he finally decided to change his name from Pompeii to Herbie. So I'm like, all right, Dad, so you changed your name from Pompeii because you didn't want people to pick on you, and then you made it Herbie? And then you gave it to me? And of course, I went on to have Herbie Derby, Herbie the Love Bug. So when I was born, they said, well, we'll name him after my dad, but how are we going to distinguish it? So we put the J in. And he ultimately became Herbert P. Pilato, and then I was Herbie J. Pilato. But I don't want to talk about the Herbie J thing. I'm just stick to my dad. So, again, here he is, military. He served in the Philippine Islands. He traveled all over. He went on to Palm Springs, which I got some other pictures of that. So there's that. And here he is when he was just a little guy on a pony. Can you see that? Little guy on a pony. Perfect, right? I think he was born like 1911 or something, July 7th, 1911. And he shared Ringo Starr's birthday. I'll never forget that. I'm like, well, Dad, wait a minute. I was a kid. Ringo looks younger. How could you share the same birthday? I didn't think about different years. All I knew is that they both shared the same birthday. Here he is meeting all these wonderful people in Palm Springs. I mean, he was quite the ladies' man. He had all the ladies after him. Here's one, and there's a couple of them over here. But here, this is, God, I can't think of the guy. And I know you classic TV movie and classic film fans out there, you know it. He's the one who played, over here. He's the one who played Charlie Chan. And darn it, I can't think of his name. I should have thought of it before I did this. But he played the original Charlie Chan. He's an American actor. He played Chinese or an Asian character, which would not be acceptable today, of course. But then it was, he was very respected. And those films still did a lot for the Asian American community, Asian American performers. Anyway, then Lou Costello of Abbott and Costello. And this was posted on the Costello website, family Costello website recently too, in the last year or so. Here's me and my mom and my dad at my 16th birthday on Erie Street in Rochester, New York. Really not that tall. I got like platform shoes on. Those big platform shoes that guys used to wear all the time. I was like, how you doing? Oh, this is perfect. My dad was a champion swimmer as a kid. And here's this perfect dive that he made like in 1985 when he was, what, 73? Look at that, perfect dive, perfect form. Here's both my parents again in Greenleaf Meadows in Rochester. Christmas 1985, looking both of them dapper. They were voted like favorite neighbors ever or something in the neighborhood by a close neighbor of ours at the time. She wrote in the newspaper, and Democrat and Chronicle, and it was like, they didn't get a lot of happy news. There's not always a lot of even then, right? So they were very pleased that this woman contacted the Democrat and Chronicle, and said, we want to publish this about Francis and Herbie Pilato of Greenleaf Meadows, who were voted favorite neighbors in 1979, something like that. And this is my birthday, 6 years old, my dad hugging me. Can you see it? Lighting's not that great. There. Okay. I love my dad and my mom. And then here I am with Dad later in 85 at my sister's pool. And that time I'm not wearing platform shoes in the pool. Okay. We all have different memories of our families, and certainly I know that a lot of people did not always have both parents who they were raised with in the same house. And today it's even more difficult to keep marriages together, and everything's just all over the place. So I was one of the fortunate ones that had both mother and father that I grew up with and that raised me, and I felt very blessed with that. Lived in a beautiful, big Italian family, 10 brothers and sisters on my mother's and father's side each. We had cousins, and I've talked about this before on the Herbert J. Pilato YouTube channel, which, by the way, please like this video and subscribe to the Herbert J. Pilato channel on YouTube and share it. I'm going to leave you with my favorite memory of my dad. I wanted to go to the circus. This is 69, 70. I can't really recall the year. But the Shrine Circus would come to Rochester like all the time. Remember the Shrine Circus? You Rochesterians and others? And twice, 2 celebrities came. Festus from Gunsmoke. That was big. And Burt Ward Robin from Batman. So I'm not sure which one it was for this particular story that I'm going to tell you, but I was excited because these were celebrities coming to Rochester, 1969, 70, little Rochester. It's different than the way it is today. You see celebrities all the time. Picture, okay. Then, no. So I wanted to go to the circus, and my dad said, you go to the circus, or if you want to go to the circus, you get good grades. Now, I do know this. I was in 4th grade, whenever that was. So now I guess it's like 1970. And I was a really bad student in 4th grade. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm not going to be able to do this. So he's like, you get good grades, and we'll get tickets to the Shrine Circus. Okay, Dad. Well, the report card came. And sure enough, there were 4 D's. I got 4 D's and a great big F. Probably in math or science. And it was a difficult year because our teacher had died when we first started. Sister Minoff at St. Peter's and Paul, so we were getting different teachers, and we were all just messed up in the class. We couldn't focus. We were distraught, about losing the teacher, so we just freaked out. So none of us did well, I don't think. At least I know I didn't. So anyway, so I got these 4 D's and a great big F. And I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do now? How am I going to tell my dad this now? I'm not going to get those tickets. I'm so embarrassed. I feel like a failure. So, got the report card. What am I going to do? I got to show him. I gave him the report card. I showed him the report card, and then I went right up to my room. I didn't want to even deal with it. I'm like Dad here. I went up to my room. Well, about 10 minutes later, my dad came knocking at the door, walked in the door, and gave me the card back, my report card, with the 4 Ds and a great big F. And inside, I opened up, were the tickets to the Shrine Circus anyway. He had already bought them. Whether I was going to be good, get good grades or not, he already bought them, those tickets. Ron just cried. My dad loved me and got me those tickets beforehand and even after. He could have ripped them up or taken them back or whatever. Didn't matter about my grades. He gave me those tickets when I didn't deserve them because he loved me. Love you, Dad. Love you, Dad. Love you, Mom. Thank you for watching over me and helping me in ways that you were unable to help me on Earth. And I know that you're by my side. Happy Father's Day in heaven. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And happy Love Day to all of us. Cherish your parents, people. Cherish your lives and cherish everybody in your life. You never know what's going to happen. Today, especially. Never take anything for granted. Okay? God bless you. Talk to you soon. You're all the best. Be good.